জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা। তুম প্রীতি ভালি আখিল ঢালি, তুম প্রীতি ভালি আখিল ঢালি। ক্ষীণ হেলানি তনুলতা, ক্ষীণ হেলানি তনুলতা। কেবে বুঝিব মন কথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা। যমুনা ঘাটকো জানি জানি মিছে মিছে যায় জল আনি। যমুনা ঘাটকো জানি জানি মিছে মিছে যায় জল আনি। আপনারে ভুলি নিরেখিবে বলি, আপনারে ভুলি নিরেখিবে বলি। তুম কমনীয় রূপরেখা, তুম কমনীয় রূপরেখা। কেবে বুঝিব মন কথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা। ভাব কুঞ্জ বনে জীবি বলে, দিনে অধে যেবে মনে কলি। ভাব কুঞ্জ বনে জীবি বলে, দিনে অধে যেবে মন কলি। কামনা চতুরি ননন্দর নিন্দা, কামনা চতুরি ননন্দর নিন্দা। অপবাদে নই যায় মাথা, অপবাদে নই যায় মাথা। কেবে বুঝিব মন কথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা, জালাগে মনে এতে ব্যথা। আকুল নয়নে তুম পাই বাতায়ন পথে চাহি চাহি। আকুল নয়নে তুম পাই বাতায়ন পথে চাহি চাহি। আসারে আসারে নিশিদিন সরে, আসারে আসারে নিশিদিন সরে। সরে নাহি खाली आकुलता, सरे नाही खाली आकुलता, केबे बुझिबा मो मन कथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, झोरी झोरी गलानी सिदिन, निठुर न हुआ जीवधान, झूरी झूरी गलानी सिदिन, निठुर न हुआ जीवधान, कृपा करिया पूजिबी भयर, कृपा करिया पूजिबी भयर, गाई गाई तुम गुणगान, गाई गाई तुम गुणगान, केबे बुझिबा मो मन कथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, तुम प्रीति भाली आखिलो ढाली, तुम प्रीति भाली आखिलो ढाली, क्षीण हेलाणी तनुलता, क्षीण हेलाणी तनुलता, केबे बुझिबा मो मन कथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा, जालगी मने एते व्यथा।
भवबन्धनमोचन पूज्यवर गुणहीनमशेष गुणाधिपति, भवभीरुजने सकलं वरदं प्रणमामि गुरुं शिवकल्पतरुं, प्रणमामि गुरुं शिवकल्पतरुं। जय गुरु। जय गुरु। कोटि पुण्य बले আজি पाइछि गोसाई, कोटि पुण्य बले আজি पाइछि सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। इच्छा थिला तब पासे काटिबी जीवन। इच्छा थिला तब पासे काटिबी जीवन। मात्र काटी पारु नाही संसार बंधन। मात्र काटी पारु नाही संसार बंधन। बीती जाऊ ए जीवन तुम नाम गाई। बीती जाऊ ए जीवन तुम नाम गाई। किपरि करिबी सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। किपरि करिबी सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। जीवन नाबरे परा तुमे एकांडारी। जीवन नाबरे परा तुमे एकांडारी। ए भव सागरु केबे करिब हे पारी। ए भव सागरु केबे करि देब पारी। बसी रहिली मु सेहि शुभ दिन नाही। बसी रहिली मु सेहि शुभ दिन चाहि। किपरि करिबी सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। किपरि करिबी सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। एतिकी गुहारी पदे घेन हे ठाकुर। एतिकी गुहारी पदे घेन हे ठाकुर। तुम पासे जीवी बोली मन तर तर। तुम पासे जीवी बोली मन तर तर। आउ किछि मागिबाकु मन बळु नाही। आउ किछि मागिबाकु मन बळु नाही। किपरि करिबी सेवा बुझी पारु नाही। କିପରି କରିବି ସେବା ବୁଝି ପାରୁନାହିଁ। କୋଟି ପୁଣ୍ୟ ବଳେ ଆଜି ପାଇଛି ଗୋସାଇଁ। କୋଟି ପୁଣ୍ୟ ବଳେ ଆଜି ପାଇଛି ଗୋସାଇଁ। କିପରି କରିବି ସେବା ବୁଝି ପାରୁ ନାହିଁ। କିପରି କରିବି ସେବା ବୁଝି ପାରୁ ନାହିଁ। କିପରି କରିବି ସେବା ବୁଝି ପାରୁ ନାହିଁ। ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ।
Joy Guru, Nigam Upadesha, be a man. Be a man. Be strong and energetic with the power of self. I hope this, but do a true human being and to attain the power of self are not achieved in one day. Hence, one has to work for it with all mind and heart, reflect with complete sincerity and deep love. The only man will acquire eligibility to introduce himself as a man. You have come to me to learn true humanity. You have no other desire. And the first day of New Year, remember and analyze whether you have forsaken the ideal due to selfish motive. Your sadhana is to achieve humanity. You give up pretend years fasting and get established humanity. I don't want any monastery or hermitage. I only want you. All my desire will be fulfilled if a true human being emerges from you. Remember that money and wealth or material possessions are not enough. Man stands far above this. I don't hope anything from you. I only want that you become true human beings. Wealth and treasure lie scattered over entire earth. One can find this as soon as one sets his thoughts. But it's very dear to find a true man. To acquire human qualities is very painstaking. I want that a free man may emanate from you with a lion's power and powers. You inspire the people of the world with the ideals and hopes I have instilled in you. Because you make a man is the supreme achievement. You have not taken my shelter or attained perfection of life. So there must be some lapses and mistake in you. But to conceal one's mistake and vices is not sign of an honest person. You educate people how to form true character and meaningful living. All types of poverty will be dispelled only on achieving true humanity. You have people to become true human beings. It's my blessing. I do not claim anything else from you. I only beg you to be a man. I am a beggar of Manushyatva, Devtva, Ishwaratva, and Brahmatva in you. I hope and bless that you become a man, God, Ishwar, and Brahma. Now there is a great breadth of true human beings. If you become a man, money, power, and energy will be automatically flow to you. When you become pure and sacred, God Himself will incarnate you to materialize your vow of truth. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Raja Saraswata Sangha Puri, American Saraswata Sangha, 746 Sangha Puja Section Report. Date 13 December 2020. Paliya Aishi, Sukanyama, Trinath Bhai, and Satyabhai. Adhivasa Puja was held in Nigama Smriti Mandira at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Present Mag and Bhais link to the attendance sheet is available on the website. First session. The morning session of the puja started at 7:15 a.m. with Pratikya. During Pratikya, Nihal Bhai sang Mana Mandira Charu Torunare, Amritama sang Aji Maramika Madhusira Jagere, and Anandamaya Nigamananda Joy. During that time, all the devotees joined the puja either at NSM or via teleconference. Then Sanajit Bhai offered Arati to Shri Thakura. After Arati, Jnana Bhai and Vrindavan Bhai led Vandana and Stotra Vandana. After Stotra Vandana, Jnana Bhai led Parjapatra Patha, Sammalani and Asana Mandira Nitya Puja Prarthana. Then Biswajit Bhai led Sangha Sevaka Dwaving Sabhava Prathama Sankhya Vandana Prarthana and Prarthana Karinka Prati. After Sangha Sevaka Patha, Sarthak Bhai read Shri Shri Guru Gita Shloka 19. Then Sarthak Bhai invited Shri Shri Thakura Bhai's Maad and young aspirants to attend the second session. The first session concluded with Jai Guru Mahanam. After the first session, Bhoga was offered to Shri Shri Thakura Bhai's Maad and young aspirants at Prasad Sevana. Second session 9:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. The second session of the puja started at 9:45 a.m. with Abahana. During Abahana, Subindu Bhai sang Asahe Santa Kanta Madhura, Debasis Bhai sang Ajimu Kovujimora Manakatha Tumaki, and Jnana Bhai sang Shri Shri Guru Guli. After Bhagavandana and opening of curtains, Vrindavan Bhai sang the Bandana Niya Deva Bandana Niya. Thakur Bhai read Nigama Upadesa page 33 to 34 on perseverance. After Nigama Upadesa Patha, Uditama read the beginning of the last Sangha Puja session. Then Mastani Bhai read Premika Guru page 196 to 198 on how devotion leads to salvation. Then Jnana Bhai led the discussion of Jnanalabha, Bhakti and Chitta Siddhi and sang the Prarthana Sangita Tume Satya, Tume Nitya, Tume He Anandamaya. Ajit Bhai read Santara Patke Part 1, What Feelings to Keep for God. This was followed by the question-answer session led by Jnana Bhai. The young aspirant session started with Prarthana Sangita A. Jivanne Thakura Tumme Eka Nijara by Shriyama. Then Fatima led the discussion in the YS session. After the discussion, Aishi, Sukanyama and Trinath Bhai, Sarthak Bhai shared their Bhava Vinimayas, followed by invitations for Madhyana Bhoga and evening puja. Then Adhyaksha and Subindu Bhai invited Shri Shri Thakura to the Sangha Puja to be held on 20th December 2020. After that, Trinath Bhai begged forgiveness from Thakura, all Bhais, Maad and young aspirants. The session concluded with Vidya Prarthana Dayama Shri Charane by Suprit Bhai and Asana was closed with Jai Guru Mahanam Kirtana and Pranam. Jnana Bhai took attendance of all Bhais Maad present for the puja. Then Bhoga was offered to Shri Shri Thakura followed by Prasad Sevana. Jai Guru. Shri Shri Thakura Janasrita Sukanya. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Premika Guru, page 199. Basic characteristics of Mukti, salvation. The true Jnanis, having been born in this world of suffering and tears, old age and death, have ever endeavored to secure a safe place in the abode of salvation. The great men of all countries have expressed views and arguments about the basic characteristics of Mukti, salvation, on the basis of their deep thought and research. Even though they differ on positive aspects of salvation, but they are unanimous on the negative aspects of it. In this chapter, I shall discuss the identity of salvation, quoting views of the famous philosophers and scholars of the East and the West. I hope that the readers will be convinced about the most universal and harmonious views on the identity of Mukti. According to the Hindu scriptures, Mukti, or salvation, is of two types, Jnana Mukti and Karmaja Mukti. First, Jnana Mukti, that is Mukti attained through Jnana. It is called Nirvana or Videha Kaivalya Mukti. It is the paradigm of ultimate salvation. Such salvation extends to infinite period. Second, Karmaja Mukti, that is salvation attained through karma or action. It is limited to a definite time period. This Karmaja Mukti, that is Mukti attained by performing yajna, tapasya, etc., and by relinquishing body in the holy places like Kashi, etc., is of four kinds: Salokya, Sarupya, Sashti, and Sajutya. Maham pujayati niskamaha sarvada jnanavarjitha same lokam samasadya bhunte bhogan jathepsitan. Shiva Gita, I think chapter 4th verse. He who worships God without cherishing any desire, being free from ignorance, goes to Bhagavat Loka, the realm of God, and enjoys the fruit of action. It is called Salokya Mukti. Yantraman Pujayet Satu Sarvakama Varjita Moya Samana Rupaha San Mama Loke Mahiyate. Shiva Gita, chapter 13, verse 5. He who worships God, knowing Him and relinquishes mundane desires, indeed assumes the appearance of his own Ishtadeva and goes to the realm of Ishtadeva. It is termed Sarupya Mukti. Saiva Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, Mukti Vishite. Mukti Upanishad. The aforesaid Salokya and Sarupya Mukti are identical with Samipya Mukti. So, Samipya Mukti is not treated as a separate kind of Mukti. Ishta Purtadi Karmani Mat Prite Kurute Tujaha Saha Api Tat Param Apnoti Na Atra Karja Vicharana Shiva Gita 13 chapter 6 verse. He who accomplishes works with sacred rites for the pleasure of God goes to the higher divine realm and enjoys fruit appropriate to his action. It is called Saraswata Mukti. Yat karoti, jadasnati, jad juhoti, jadasi jat tapasyati, tat sarvam, jaha karoti mat arpanam, mat loke sarsiyam, bhumte samatulya prabhavan. Shiva Gita, chapter 13, verse 7. When one performs any action like eating, havan, charity, tapasya, etc., and surrenders those actions and fruits thereof unto God, he becomes powerful and influential like God, goes over to his realm and enjoys celestial happiness. It is called Sajujya Mukti. Iti Chaturvidha Mukti Nirvanam cha tat uttaram. It means Nirvana Mukti comes after those four kinds of Mukti. Except Nirvana Mukti, the Jnanis do not accept those four kinds of Mukti because this Mukti is attained by action and leads to erosion of time. There may be happiness for a limited time and suffering. There may be happiness for a limited time and suffering recurs on the lapse of that time period. Hence, these are not ways for complete salvation. If a disease recurs after it is cured, it is no cure at all. In fact, total eradication of sorrows or complete realization of self is called true salvation. It is termed Nirvana Mukti. Parama Purushartha, supreme divine attainment, is the other name of Nirvana Mukti. All the Jnanis of the world have ever endeavored to secure a safe place in Nirvana Mukti. Parama Purushartha Vichara occupies a special place both in the Eastern and Western philosophy. They first determine the objective of human life and present suitable scriptural reasoning in favor of it. On careful analysis, it is noticed that philosophers have basically specified any one of the following three objectives as Paramurushartha: annihilation of sorrows, attainment of happiness, and self-realization. Apart from this, some philosophers have described attainment of perfection as Paramurushartha. Aristotle and other Greek philosophers preceding him have determined the attainment of perfection as the basic objective of life. It is because they have not clearly noticed the inherent paradox underlying performance of duty and attainment of happiness. Therefore, they have accepted commitment to duty and attainment of happiness complemented to each other. and indicated the attainment of perfection emerging from the combination of both Parama Purushartha. According to Plato, mere quest for knowledge or happiness is not the ultimate goal of human life. As a matter of fact, soul blooms to perfect life by the fullest and harmonious manifestation of human propensities. Although Plato, at some place, has blamed happiness to be transient and a companion of sorrows, but on the whole, it appears that inalienability of both, that is, sense of virtue and attainment of happiness, constitute the essence of his philosophy. According to Aristotle, eudaimonia is the ultimate goal of human life. This eudaimonia is not synonymous with attainment of happiness. Aristotle has described it perfect activity in a perfect life. Happiness is only its eternal companion. Thus, it is noticed that neither of these two philosophers has considered the existence of virtue opposed to happiness, nor they have adequately proved the eternal companionship of both virtue and happiness. In fact, if happiness and self-realization are treated separately, the ultimate aim of perfect action is in no way appropriately established. After Aristotle, the views of Stoics and Epicureans are worth mentioning here. According to Stoics, conformity to nature is the ultimate goal of man. The quest for happiness is opposed to it. Man's ultimate objective is only to perform duty, remaining undisturbed in sorrows and relinquishing desire for happiness as rice mixed with poison. It is noticed from the earlier discussion that Stoics display no other noble objective except abstinence from sorrows. The true characteristic of conformity to nature is also very obscure. It can be twisted to any direction as per the will of an interpreter. It shadows modern political and social history of Europe. It cannot be predicted how its impact is beset with deep darkness. At the root of this shadow stands the great French thinker Rousseau. This great French scholar draws a strange picture of the primitive stage of mankind by dint of his superb human imagination. The difference between the rich and the poor, king and subject, master and servant, is non-existent in that picture. According to him, unusual and undue supremacy of one over the other is the outcome of ugly impact of selfishness and oppression. Hence, live according to nature and eradication of unjust, undue, and unnatural differences in the society are basic to his philosophy. Probably, readers can understand from it the ambiguities underlying Stoics' views. In ancient Greek philosophy, the views of Epicureans are contrary to those of the Stoics. Epicurus opines that happiness is the chief objective of man. Virtues alienated from happiness bear no meaning. But according to Epicurus, the definition of happiness is different. That is, compliance to dynamics of instincts and relishment of momentary excitement are to be ignored as sorrows, and imperturbable tranquility is to be ever sought after. Therefore, so to speak, according to the Epicureans, absolute annihilation of sorrows is Parama Purushartha. It is about ancient Greek philosophy. Most of the Western modern philosophers have also indicated pleasure as the ultimate goal of human life. Locke, Hume, Mills, Bentham, Sedgwick, and other philosophers also have similar views. On the other hand, the German philosopher Hegel and his followers like Green, Kerr, and others have indicated self-realization as the ultimate goal of all concerned. They say, to self-conscious beings, pleasure is a possible but not an adequate end by itself. Indeed, it can't be made at an end at all, except by a contradictory abstraction. Pairs Kant, volume 2, page 230. It is true that for thoughtful people, happiness may be a better goal than other goals, but it cannot be termed the ultimate goal. To consider it separately, it is irrelevant to assign it the position of ultimate goal. Consequently, happiness is ancillary to the attainment of self-perfection, but forsaking the basic objective, it is not relevant to accept happiness as the ultimate objective. The views of Western philosophers in connection with Parama Purushartha have been presented above. Now I like to describe briefly the views of Indian philosophers. There are 6 basic schools of philosophy prevalent in India: Gautamasya, Kanadasya, Kapilasya, Patanjali, Vyasasya, Jamini Chapi, Darsanani Sarivahi. The philosophy of 6 stages: Gautama Nyaya, Kanadas Vaiseshika, Kapilas Sankhya, Patanjali Yoga, Vyasas Vedanta, and Jamini's Mimamsa constitutes the substratum of 6 kinds of philosophy. Moreover, their disciples and grand disciples of respective order have written several books and treatises belonging to their own branch of philosophy. Apart from this, Charvaka's philosophy, Buddha's philosophy, Pasupata or Saiva philosophy, Vaishnava or Purna Prajna philosophy, etc., also secure a distinct place in the history of philosophy. According to Charvak, Parama Purushartha is envisaged in enjoying women at will, as well as living luxuriously even by borrowing. He is of opinion that subservience is bondage and freedom is liberation. In fact, for materialistic people who affirm the physical body as a self by negating the existence of soul, the dissolution of body is the ultimate liberation. In connection with such theory of liberation, the sage Dattatreya has said, "Ya mukti pindapatena tha mukti ja mukti pindapatena tha mukti sunishu kare." It means that liberation achieved just on the dissolution of body is also acquired by pigs and dogs, etc. According to the Buddhist view, Nirvana, encompassing complete void attained through annihilation of desire, is indeed Parama Purushartha. Nirvana and annihilation of self are the same. Although such dissolution of self is mentioned as a means to complete annihilation of sorrows, but in fact, complete annihilation of sorrows is treated Parama Purushartha. Otherwise, why would a wise man endeavor to resolve the self, the dearest of the dear? Read David, the famous writer and scholar on Buddhism, has given a new definition of Nirvana, which means that Nirvana is not a complete dissolution of annihilation of self or man. It means complete demolition of 3 obstacles: delusion, despite, and desire. Nirvana is therefore something as a sinless, calm state of mind, and if translated at all my best, perhaps we render holiness. Holiness that is in the Buddhist sense, perfect peace, goodness, and wisdom. Buddhism by Rhys David, chapter 4, page 112. Right?
ତାପରେ ଜୈନ view ଆସିବ, ବୈଷ୍ଣବ view ଚାଲିବ. So what's the time now? 31. So we'll discuss a little bit ଆଜି ଆମର ଯୋଉ ପଢା ହେଲା ଠାକୁର ମୁକ୍ତିର ସ୍ୱରୂପ ଲକ୍ଷଣ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଛନ୍ତି. ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଥରକ ଆମେ ସାରିଥିଲେ ପ୍ରଥମ ଚାପ୍ଟର ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇୟର ଜୀବନମୁକ୍ତିର ଡେଫିନେସନଟା ଦଉଥିଲେ. ଏଠି ମୁକ୍ତିର ଡେଫିନେସନ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି. ଭକ୍ତି ମୁକ୍ତିର କାରଣ ସେଠି କହିଲେ. ଏଠି ମୁକ୍ତିର ସ୍ୱରୂପଟା କ'ଣ? So I sent something on your WhatsApp. So ଠାକୁର କହିଲେ ପ୍ରଥମେ 2 ପ୍ରକାର ମୁକ୍ତି, ଜ୍ଞାନଜ ମୁକ୍ତି ଆଉ କର୍ମଜ ମୁକ୍ତି. ଆଉ ଜ୍ଞାନଜ ମୁକ୍ତିଟା ହେଲା ଚରମ ମୁକ୍ତି, ବିଦେହ କୈବଲ୍ୟ ତାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ବୈଷ୍ଣବ ଶାସ୍ତ୍ରରେ, ଆଉ ଜ୍ଞାନ ମାର୍ଗ ତାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ନିର୍ବାଣ ମୁକ୍ତି. निर्माण अर्थ जानते दैट इज व्हाट दैट इज कर्मज मुक्ति है कर्म द्वारा मुक्ति आप जो कम ये करुँच तार फलस्वरूप मुक्ति तेणु से चारि भाग विभक्त कराई सालोक्य सारूप्य शास्ति साजुज्य सालोक्य है लोक बास करवा से रे सारूप्य भाया रूप हो वैकुंठ समस्ते चतुर्भुज जो कहती शंख चक्र गदा पद्मधारी समस्ते सब निवासी चतुर्भुज शास्ति प्रीति उद्देश्य कर्म कले तार फल जो पाती से शास्ति मुक्ति बोली कहते से लोक जाए रे साजुज्य सबु कर्म समर्पण करदे ताहले जो मुक्तिटा हम से मुक्ति लोक भाया प्रभावशाली होकर रे किंतु एगुड़ाक सब लिमिटेड कहीं एट सम पॉइंट दिस थिंग्स विल एंड केवल निर्वाण मुक्ति ज्ञानज मुक्ति जो कैबल्य मुक्ति कहते से मुक्तिटा हूँ फॉर एवर लास्टिंग देयर इज नो कमिंग बैक फ्रॉम इट यू लिबरेट योरसेल्फ यू आर लिबरेटेड तापर ठाकुर जाइचंती ग्रीक फिलोसोफर्स मानकर मत सब कहते लॉट ऑफ देम यू गेट अ रियली थीम जे they get down to saying दुखर निवृत्तिटा होची मुख्य salvation. Some say it's not that. If you get immersed into doing your duties and do it right, then that's what the liberation is, etc. etc. विभिन्न प्रकार मत तापरे हमरो षड दर्शन आरंभ कले षड दर्शन पूरा डिफाइन करबे आपरे आउ बौद्धटा पढ़िले बौद्ध तापर जैन all that thing. So we'll try to make a little note for all these different mata. किंतु सबु मत परे ठाकुरंकर बेसिकली कहया कथा जे जो you will get down to one thing which is अत्यंतिक दुख निवृत्ति होची मुक्ति सेटा कोन केमिति हुए आम नेक्स्ट थर पढ़ा. सो विल जस्ट स्टॉप हियर एंड गो टू प्रार्थना संगीत तापरे क्वेश्चन जदि किछि थाए विल डू इट इन द क्वेश्चन आंसर पार्ट. निहार भाई रेडी. जय गुरु.
जय गुरु. चल मन जीवा चल श्री गुरु चरण तले चल मन जीवा चल श्री गुरु चरण तले चल मन जीवा चल धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष धर्म अर्थ काम मोक्ष लघिबारे चल मन जीवा चल श्री गुरु चरण चल मन जीवा चल नहीं हो पर काल नहीं इह पर काल नहीं जात न जंजाल नहीं इह पर काल नहीं जात न जंजाल सत्य नित्य ही फूल सत्य नित्य ही फूल बिहरी बाचुक भोले बिहरी बाचुक भोले चल मन जीवा चल श्री गुरु चरण चल मन जीवा चल सुख तप मोह माया परतिब नाही काया सुख तप मोह माया अज्ञान कुहुड़ी छाया अज्ञान कुहुड़ी छाया भुलाइब नाही छड़ भुलाइब नाही छड़
অনন্ত আশিস ধার বহে জহি নিরন্তর অনন্ত আশিস ধার বহে জহি নিরন্তর সন্তরণ কর বন্ধু সন্তরণ কর বন্ধু ସେହି ମହିମା ତୋଳିଲେ ସେହି ମହିମା ତୋଳିଲେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଶ୍ରୀ ଗୁରୁ ଚରଣ ତଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ବିଦିନ ଭବ ବନ୍ଧନ ସାର କେବଳ କ୍ରନ୍ଦନ ବିଦିନ ଭବ ବନ୍ଧନ ନିତ୍ୟ ପ୍ରେମ ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ନିତ୍ୟ ପ୍ରେମ ଆନନ୍ଦରେ ସନ୍ତରିବା ଅବହେଳେ ସନ୍ତରିବା ଅବହେଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଶ୍ରୀ ଗୁରୁ ଚରଣ ତଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଗୁରୁ ନାମରଟି ମୁଖେ ଗୁରୁ ପଦ ସେବି ସୁଖେ ଗୁରୁ ନାମରଟି ମୁଖେ কামনা বাসনা দিয় কামনা বাসনা দিয় ঢালি ସେହି পদ তଳେ ঢালি ସେହି পদ তଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଶ୍ରୀ ଗୁରୁ ଚରଣ ତଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଧର୍ମ ଅର୍ଥ କାମ ମୋକ୍ଷ ଲଭିବାରେ ଅବହେଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ପୁରୀବରେ ମନୋରଥ ସେହି ଏକା ମୁଖ୍ୟ ପଥ ପୁରୀବରେ ମନୋରଥ ସେହି ଏକା ମୁଖ୍ୟ ପଥ ଗୁରୁ ଏକା ସାହା ହେବେ ଜୀବନର ସଂଯୋଗ ବେଳେ ଗୁରୁ ଏକା ସାହା ହେବେ ଜୀବନର ସଂଯୋଗ ବେଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଶ୍ରୀ ଗୁରୁ ଚରଣ ତଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଧର୍ମ ଅର୍ଥ କାମ ମୋକ୍ଷ ଲଭିବାରେ ଅବହେଳେ ଚାଲ ମନ ଯିବା ଚାଲ ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ
Jai Guru. Saraswata Part 1, Chapter 12, it's a continuation of what feelings to keep for God. If one is able to follow the rules of the society in a detached way and submit oneself before God, then he will get better results than the ascetics who have given up their homes. Those who do their societal duties and always chant their chosen deity's name, they are really lucky. If you are able to do it while living within the society, then you are truly lucky. It is difficult to get hold of God if you are not crazy for Him. Desperation and impatience for Him is the only path to get Him. As much as your humanity gets burnt due to the detachment from God, in the same amount, your abstract body will get nourished further. As your abstract body gets developed completely, you will be able to get to Krishna, and ultimately you will reach the state of Premier Sabottara Gati and will be blessed. It is true that God is everywhere. However, it is easier to get within a human body than in wood. You feel more secure when you are with a human, rather than when you are with a wooden stick. God is surely inside the stone, but the stone is induced with life force by a human being who understands the one reality, that is Brahmagyan. Also to art, he is very active inside a human body. It works only if you can identify him. In the way you feel and induce life force within a stone, if you can even have a fraction of that feeling and try to see the human in that way, you will realize his presence near you and you can see him evidently. Those who do not pray to him, God faces a dilemma on how to deal with them. He has no option but to donate himself completely to those devotees. Knowledgeable understand the one reality and do not ask for anything. The devotee has given everything to the God and has not kept anything back for himself. They depend on him for everything. So they do not have to ask for anything. God cannot distract them by giving them one reality and godliness. So God has no other option than giving himself to the thoughtful devotee.
Jai Guru. Jaldi sari gala. So we got more time for going into discussions. Any questions you have, we can answer. So while you are queuing up questions, आज हमरो संघ सेवक बेसी पढ़ाई करलानी. But as far as we went in the morning, कहिया कथा ठाकुरंकर जे हमरो आरोपारी को गला बेले हम संगरे धन मान ऐश्वर्य किसी जानती नहीं संगरे केवल धर्म और कर्म कर्मटा को आम नहीं जाऊे कहीं से कर्म अवलम्बन कर फेर फेर से कर्मटा जाऊे संगे अन्य उपाय से अन्य उपाय वित्तशाली हवाटा उचित ना आदि अच्छी मीन्स अच्छी मीन्स ताको किसी दान करवा दरकार शक्ति मत जी आम कर दरकार तादे कौन हुए ना लोभवृत्ति संजम हो जाए दान द्वारा लोभवृत्ति संजम हुए तो से आम पढ़ी बेसिक पढ़ीने सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू summarize that. Now any questions anybody has?
भाई जय गुरु भाई गोटे क्वेश्चन थिला जे आमे एटा को केमिति ग्रहण करिबा गतकाली जो हेमलता मान को विषय रे पढुथिले ठाकुर माने भक्त मानन को जो माने जो निशा द्रव्य गंजे विषय कहूथिले ठाकुर भी सेटा ग्रहण करथिले तो हमको मो क्वेश्चन हला ठाकुर तो त्रिगुणातीत तेबे ए जिनस गुडा को केमिति करूथिले एंड आमे ठाकुर को गुरु रूप रे पाइछे तो आमे एटा को केमिति ग्रहण करिबा काई ना एटा निशा द्रव्य एंड हाईली इलीगल जिनस सो से जिनस गुडा के ये थना
माने मैम अपन क्वेश्चन ता के बुझी पारनी कोन तो को जिनसटा अपन ग्रहण करिया कथा कहउचंती
नहीं ठाकुर जो माने काली जो पढ़ुथिले ठाकुर जो भक्त मान कहूले गंजे विषय जे गंजे ठाकुर से ग्रहण करथिले तो सेटा माने हम तो जानि जे बहुत खराब जिनस तो आज साधक आम माने स्ट्रिक्टली प्रोहिबिटेड ठाकुर निजे त्रिगुणातीत कहीं कि नौथिले एंड आमे बाहर की माने पचारिले आमे केमिति सेटा एक्सप्लेन करि परिबा जे गुरु है कि ठाकुर से कौन कौन होते माने
हमारा से कथा कोन की बेबले गोटे गोटे एनवायरनमेंट नेकरी समथिंग यू हैव टू डू से तोले अति पहाड़ पर्वत रे रहउतले ठंडा जगह रे रहउतले से समय से सेटा गंजे टाणुतले तांको बुधुए तांको गुरु तोले सुमेरदास जी प्रथमे तांको गंजे टाणले तो तांको अभ्यास नथिला कना बहुत कास वाला तांको यूज कर पालन जो बसथिले गछ କୋରଡ଼ରେ ରାତିଟା ବିତେଇଥିଲେ ପଡ଼ିଥିଲେ ଆପଣ ସେ ତଳେ ଆସିକି ଧୁନି କରିକି ତାଙ୍କୁ ଉଠେଇଲେ ସେ ତଳକୁ ଆସିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଚିଲମ ଧରେଇଦେଲେ ସେ ଚିଲମଟା ମାରିଲା ବେଳକୁ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ନଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଆପିୟର୍ସ ତାପରେ ସେଠି ରହିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ 3-4 ମାସ ସେ ଶିକ୍ଷା କଲେ ଯୋଗଟା ସେ ଗଛ ପତ୍ରରେ ରସ ବାହାର କରିକି ତା ଦେହରେ ଲେଖିକିରି ଆଣିଲେ ତେଣୁ ସେ ସମୟରେ ତାଙ୍କର ସେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସଟା ଥିଲା ବିକଜ ବଡିଟା ଅଛି ତ ବଡି ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଦରକାର ବଟ୍ ସିଏ ପାହାଡ଼ରେ ରହିଲା ଯେ ଥିଲା ସେ ଯୋଉ କଥାଟା ଆମେ କାଲି ପଢିଲେ ସେଇଟା ତାଙ୍କ ଅତି ଅର୍ଲି ଏଜ୍ ଯୋଉଠି ଥିଲେ ସେ ଗାରୋହିଲରୁ ଯୋଗୀଗୁରୁ ଛପେଇବା ପାଇଁ ତଳକୁ ଆସିଥିଲେ କୋଉଠିକି ଝଗଡ଼ାଚର ବିଣ୍ଡମାଚର ସେ ସବୁ ଜାଗା ବେସିକାଲି ଫୁଟିହିଲ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ମେଘାଳୟ ସେ ଫୁଟିହିଲ୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ମେଘାଳୟ ଆସିକିରି ସେଇ ମୋଦକ ମହାସଂଘ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଦେଖା ହେଇଥିଲା ସେଇଟା ପଢିଛେ ଆଉ ତାପରେ ଆଙ୍କ ଘରକୁ ଆସିଲେ ଉମାଚରଣ ସରକାର ତାଙ୍କୁ ନେଇ ଆସିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ଘରକୁ ସେତିକି ଯାଇ ପଢିଛେ ସେଇଠି ମୋଦକ ମହାଶୟ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ସେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ଟାଣୁଥିଲେ ତାପରେ ସେ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇଥିଲେ କୌଣସି ସମୟରେ ସେ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ତାପରେ ଟାଣିବାର କୌଣସି ଆମର ନାହିଁ କୌଣସି ଇଏ ନାହିଁ ବରଂ ଜଣେ ତାଙ୍କର ଜଣେ ଶିଷ୍ୟ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆସିକିରି ମଝିରେ କହୁଥିଲେ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ଆଣିକିରି କଲେ ହୁଅନ୍ତା କି ନାହିଁ ଏମିତି କ'ଣ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରପୋଜ କରିଥିଲେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କହିଲେ ଯେ ତୁମର ଯଦି ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ଟାଣିବା ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେଉଛି ତୁମେ ଟାଣିବ ମୋତେ କାହିଁ ଫୁରୁଛ ତା ଭିତରେ ସୋ ତାପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ନର୍ମାଲ ଏରିଆରେ ଆସି ରହିଲେ ପ୍ଲେନ୍ସରେ ଆସି ରହିଲେ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର ଦରକାର ପଡ଼ିଲାନି ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସାଧୁ ସନ୍ଥ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସିଦ୍ଧ ମହାପୁରୁଷ ମାନେ ସବୁ ରହିଛନ୍ତି ଇନକ୍ଲୁଡିଂ ଠାକୁର ତାଙ୍କର ଦେହ ପାଇଁ କିଛିଟା କର୍ମ ସେମାନେ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଦେ ଆର୍ ନଟ୍ ରିଏଲି ଆଟାଚ୍ ଟୁ ଇଟ୍ ତେଣୁ ସିଏ ପାହାଡ଼ ଉପରେ ରହୁଥିଲେ ଥଣ୍ଡା ବହୁତ ହଉଥିଲା ତା ପାଇଁ ଟିକେ ତାଙ୍କର ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ସେବନ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଡଜଣ୍ଟ ମିନ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୱି ଲିଭ୍ ଇନ୍ ଏୟାର କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ହୋମ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ୱି ଡୁ ଦ ସେମ୍ ଥିଙ୍ଗ ଆମେ ତ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଏଠି ଆସି ଆମେ ରହିଲୁ ସବୁ ତାପରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଆଶ୍ରମ ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ସେ ସମୟରେ କେନ୍ଦ୍ର ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହେଉଥିଲୁ ସେମାନେ କହିଲେ ତୁମେ ତ ବଡ଼ ଥଣ୍ଡା ଜାଗା ସେଠି ଦେଖିକିରି କରିବେ ସେଇ ଦେଶ ଅନୁସାରେ ଯଦି ବହୁତ ଥଣ୍ଡା ସକାଳୁ ଉଠି ନହେଲା ଟିକେ ଡେରି କରିବେ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଭାଇ କାହିଁକି ସେ କଥା କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମର ତ ଘର ଭିତରେ ଟୋଟାଲ ଏୟାର କଣ୍ଡିସନ ଏମିତିଆ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବି ନାହିଁ ଆପଣ ଥଣ୍ଡା ପଡୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଆଉ ଆମର ଥଣ୍ଡା ନାହିଁ ଆମେ ତ ପୁରା ନର୍ମାଲ ଟେମ୍ପରେଚରରେ ଅଛୁ ଗରମ ଦିନରେ ଆମର ଏସି ଲଗେଇ ଦେଉଛୁ ଏସିଟା ପୁରା ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ଟେମ୍ପରେଚର ରଖୁଛି ତେଣୁ ଆମର କାହିଁକି ଅସୁବିଧା ହେବ ସକାଳୁ ଭୋରୁ ଉଠିକିରି ତାକୁ ପୂଜା କରିବା କ'ଣ କରିବା ତେଣୁ ଯୋଉଟା ଗୋଟେ ଏନଭାୟରମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଯୋଉଟାକୁ କରୁଛି ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମର ଧରିବାଟା ଉଚିତ ନୁହଁ ବରଂ ତାଙ୍କର ଉପଦେଶଟାକୁ ମାନିକି ଚଳିଲେ ଆମର ଜୀବନରେ କିଛି ଉତ୍ତରୋତ୍ତର ଉନ୍ନତି ହେବ ଆଉ ସେମାନଙ୍କର କ'ଣ କି ମୁକ୍ତ ପୁରୁଷ ମାନଙ୍କର ସେଗୁଡ଼ାକ ତ କିଛି ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥାଏ ଗୋଟେ ବଡ଼ କଥା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଯେ ହେଉଛି ସେଇଟା ଥିଲା ବିକଜ ଅଫ୍ ସର୍ଟନ୍ ଏନଭାୟରମେଣ୍ଟ it's really quite a bit cold in that area in winter so that's what he needed if that makes sense କାଲି ତାଙ୍କର ଥିଲା ଯୋଉ ପାଠଚକ୍ର ଥିଲା ତା ଦେହରେ ନାରାୟଣୀ ମାଙ୍କ ଲେଖା ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ପଞ୍ଚସେନା ଶ୍ରେଣୀ ପ୍ରଥମ ହେମଲତା ଦେବୀଙ୍କ କଥା ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେଇଛି ତାଙ୍କର ଯାଇନି ଆଗକୁ ଯୋଗମା ହେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳେ ଯାଏ ତା ଦେହରେ ସେ ମୋଦକଙ୍କ କଥା ପଡିଲା ମୋଦକ ତା ଦେହରେ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ 80 ବର୍ଷ ହେଇଥିଲା ସେ ଆସିଥିଲେ ଏଠିକି ଆମର ନୀଳାଚଳ କୁଟରେ ଆସିଥିଲେ ସେଇଠି କହୁଥିଲେ ମା ଶୁଣିଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଲେଖିଥିଲେ ଯେ ସେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କର ବିଭୂତି ବାହାରୁଥିଲା ସେ କହିଲେ ଦିନେ ଯେ ସିଏ ତାଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମୋଦକଙ୍କୁ ଯେ ତୁମେ ଯାଇକି ମୋ ପାଇଁ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ନେଇ ଆସ ନା ଏବେ କୋଉଠି ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ମିଳିବ କିଏ ରଖିଥିବ କୋଉ ପାଖ ଗାଁରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ତ ଦୋକାନ ବଜାର ନାହିଁ ସେମିତି ମିଳିବନି ତ ସେଠୁ କ'ଣ କଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ଝୁଲାମୁଣି ବାହାର କଲେ ଝୁଲାମୁଣି 3-4 ଥର ଝାଡ଼ି ଦେଲେ ପୁଳେ ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ବାହାରିଲା ସେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ତା ପୂର୍ବ ଦିନ ସେଇ ଝୁଲାମୁଣି ଝାଡ଼ିକିରି ଯାହା ଥିଲା ସବୁ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ନେଇକିରି ପିଇ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତା ପରଦିନ ଫେର ପୁଳେ ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ତା ଦେହରୁ ବାହାର କଲେ ଏମିତି ତାଙ୍କର ହଉଥିଲା ଦିନେ ବସିଛନ୍ତି ମୋଦକ କ'ଣ ଟଙ୍କା ଦରକାର ପଡ଼ିଲା ସେଠୁ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷଟେ ଧରି ଆଣିଲେ ପାଉଁଶ ପୁଳେ ଧରି ଆଣିଲେ ହଲି ଦେଲେ ଆଉ ରୂପା ଟଙ୍କା ପୁଳେ ବାହାରିଗଲା ମୋଦକୁ ଦେଇଦେଲେ ସେ କହିଲେ ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆପଣ ଆସିଛନ୍ତି ଏଠିକି ଯୋଗୀ ଗୁରୁ ପବ୍ଲିଶ କରିବାକୁ ଆଉ ଏତେ ଟଙ୍କା ବାହାର କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଟଙ୍କା ତ ସେମିତି ବାହାରିଯିବ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ କାହିଁ ମାଗୁଛନ୍ତି ଟଙ୍କା ମୋଦକ ପଚାରିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେ କହିଲେ ଆରେ ବାବା ଏସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ତୁମ ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଦେଇପାରିବି ମୋ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରିପାରିବିନି ମୋ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ ମୋତେ ମାଗିକିରି ଯୋଗାଡ଼ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ଏତିକି ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲେ ମାଙ୍କର କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ଟା ସେଇଠୁ ଆସିଲା ଯେ ସେ ଯଦି ତ୍ରିଗୁଣାତୀତ ଗୁରୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ସିଏ ଯଦି ଗଞ୍ଜେଇ ଟାଣିଲେ ଆମେ କାହିଁ ଟାଣିବାନି ହାଉ ସୁଡ୍ ୱି ଇଭାଲୁଏଟ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ତାର ଆନ୍ସରଟା ମୁଁ ଦଉଥିଲି we should have given the better brother bhai anything you want to say about that
ନାଇଁ you already said that ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥିଲା ଏ ଯୋଉ ଆମର କିଏ ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତ ମହାରାଜ ନା ସତ୍ୟାନନ୍ଦ ମହାରାଜ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଲୌକିକ ବିଦ୍ୟା ଅଲୌକିକ ଶକ୍ତି ସେଟା ଏଇଟାକୁ କ୍ଲିୟର କରିଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଯେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଛୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ କଥା ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଅଲୌକିକ ଶକ୍ତି ଆଉ ଲୌକିକ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେ ଗଞ୍ଜି ବି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ ଦେଖିଛୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଗଞ୍ଜି ଟାଣିବାର ଆଉ ହଠାତ୍ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେଲା ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥିଲା କୌଣସି ଆସକ୍ତି ନଥିଲା ତେଣୁ that's exactly right ମାନେ ଆମେ ସାଧାରଣ କହିଲେ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଲୋକ ଗଞ୍ଜି ଟାଣୁଛନ୍ତି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କର ଆସକ୍ତି ହୋଇଯାଉଛି because they become so dependent on that so addicted to it and that's the difference ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ମାନେ କିଛି ଆଡିସନ ନଥିଲା ଜଷ୍ଟ ଛାଡ଼ିକି କହି ହଠାତ୍ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ
ଲୌକିକ ବିଦ୍ୟା ଅଲୌକିକ ଶକ୍ତି ହେଉଛି ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତ ମହାରାଜଙ୍କ ଲେଖା ନାଇଁ ଦି ଜଣ ନାଇଁ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡାଏ ବହି ଦି ଜଣ ଯାକ ମିଶିକି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଉପଦେଶାମୃତ ଜୀବନୀ ବାଣୀ ଦି ଜଣ ଯାକ ମିଶିକି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଏଇଟା କିନ୍ତୁ ଖାଲି ସିଦ୍ଧାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କର ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତ ନିଜେ ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତ ବହୁତ ବହି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସିଏ ବି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ ବହି ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତଙ୍କ ବହି ଗୁଡା ଟିକେ ମୋର ଲୀଳା ଉପରେ ବେଶୀ ଇଏ କରନ୍ତି ସୋ ସେୟା ଜିନିଷଟା ହେଲା ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥିଲା ସେ ଭାଇ ବି ସେୟା କହିଛନ୍ତି ଭଲ କଥାଟା ବୋଧ ଭାଇ କହିଲେ ଏନି ଅଦର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ସ
ଭାଇ ଏଇ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସରେ ଭାଇ ପଚାରିଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ ଥର କି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ କାହିଁକି ଯୋଉ ତମାଖୁ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଦିଆ ହଉନି କି ମୁଁ ସେଟା ତାକୁ ପ୍ରପରଲି ବୁଝେଇ ପାରିନଥିଲି ସେଇଟା ଭାଇ ତାହେଲେ ଏବେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ସଂଘରେ କିମ୍ବା ଆସନରେ ଦିଆ ହଉଛି ସେଟା ତାହେଲେ ସେଇଟା କାହିଁକି ଭାଇ
ସେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ତମାଖୁ ନବାର ବହୁତ ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରାୟ ଏଭ୍ରି ଡେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଦିଆଯାଉଥିଲା ହୁକ୍କା ସହିତ ହୁକ୍କା ଅଭ୍ୟାସଟା ପରେ ହେଇଥିବ କାହିଁକିନା ସେତେବେଳେ ଜମିଦାରିଆ ଲୋକ ସବୁ ହୁକ୍କା ଟାଣୁଥିଲେ ବେଙ୍ଗଲରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମାନେ ସେ ବେସିକାଲି ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଜନସମାଜରୁ ଲୁଚିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲେ ଆଗରୁ ତ ସନ୍ନ୍ୟାସୀ ହେଇକି ବୁଲୁଥିଲେ ଦଣ୍ଡଟା ବି ଧରିଥିଲେ ସେଗୁଡା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଛାଡିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କଲେ ସେତେବେଳେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ବୋଧହୁଏ ତାଙ୍କର ହୁକ୍କାକୁ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଫର କଲେ ତମାଖୁ ସହିତ ସେ ବି ସେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ସେମିତି କିଛି ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥିଲା ଯୋଉଠି ମଠରେ କାଲି ଆମେ ସକାଳେ ପଢୁଥିଲୁ ତାଙ୍କର ବାର୍ଷିକ ଉତ୍ସବରେ ତା ଦେହରେ ଦିଆହେଇଛି ଯେ ମଠରେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ନୁନ୍ ଗାଧେଇବା 11ଟା ସାଢେ 11ଟା ବେଳେ ଗାଧାନ୍ତି ସେଇ ସମୟ ଭିତରେ 3-4 ଥର ତାଙ୍କର ହେଇଯାଉଥିଲା ହୁକ୍କା ପର୍ବ ଅନ୍ୟ ଜାଗାରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି କୌଣସି ଭକ୍ତଙ୍କ ଗୃହରେ ବୁଲିବାକୁ ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି ଯଦି ନ ମିଳିଲା କିଛି ନାହିଁ ସେ ଥରେ ଦେଲେ ସେ ଯାହା ସେ ଦେବେ ସେଇ ଅନୁସାରେ ସେ ଚଳିବେ ସେ କେବେ କାହାକୁ ମାଗନ୍ତିନି କିଛି କରନ୍ତି କୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ ସେ ମାଗନ୍ତିନି ତେଣୁ ଏଗୁଡା ଉପରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଟାଚମେଣ୍ଟ ନଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ତମାଖୁ ନବାର ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା ଗୋଟେ ରୋଗ ପାଇଁ ସେ ରୋଗଟାକୁ କମେଇବା ପାଇଁ ତମାଖୁ ନେଉଥିଲେ ଥରେ ନେଇଛନ୍ତି ଚାଲିଛି ଆଉ କଣ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆସି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ହଁ ତମାଖୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଚଳେ ହୁକ୍କା ଟିକେ ଦରକାର ହୁକ୍କା ନେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଆମ ସଂଘ ମାନଙ୍କରେ ହୁକ୍କା ଦିଆଯାଏ ଏଠି ଆମେ କରିନୁ ବହୁତ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିଥିଲୁ ଦେନ୍ we for various reasons we got out କାହିଁକିନା ନିଆର ଭାଇ ଖୋଜି ଖାଜିକିରି ଏଠି ମିଳୁଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ହୁକ୍କା ମିଳୁଛି ତମାଖୁ ମିଳୁଛି ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର ଇନ୍ ଆମାଜନ ଜଷ୍ଟ ଅର୍ଡର ଇଟ୍ ଟୁ ଶୋ ଅପ୍ ଗୋଟେ ରିଜନରୁ ଆମେ କଲୁନି ସେଇଟା ହେଲା we are in a very closed environment it's ପବନ ଦେଇକି ବୋହି ଯାଉନି so whatever air you have inside that gets circulated so we didn't want to expose tobacco to our kids ଛୋଟ ପିଲାମାନେ ସବୁ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା that was the big reason why we did not go there ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ହୁକ୍କା ରଖିଥିଲୁ ଖାଲି ଫେକ୍ ହୁକ୍କା ଦିଆଯାଏ ତମାଖୁ ଦିଆଯାଏନି କରାହଉଥିଲା ସେ ହୁକ୍କା also got broken so we are not offering ଠାକୁର anything now କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ତାଙ୍କ ସେମିତି ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଥିଲା କିଛି ନା ଆଉ ଜଣେ କିଏ ପଚାରୁଥିଲେ ଭାଇ କି ମା
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ
ଜୟଗୁରୁ
ଭାଇ ଗୀତାରେ ବି ଅଛି ଆମେ ବି ଜାଣିଛେ ବି ଶୁଣୁଛେ ଯେ ମାନେ ଯାହା ହଉଛି ଭଗବାନଙ୍କ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ହଉଛି ଭଲ ମନ୍ଦ ଯାହା ବି ହଉଛି ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ହଉଛି ମୋର ଭାଇ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କେବେଠୁ ଭାବୁଛି ପଚାରିବି ବୋଲି ସଂସାରରେ ଯାହା ହଉଛି ଯେମିତି ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ହତ୍ୟା କରାହଉଛି କିମ୍ବା ବହୁତ ଜଘନ୍ୟ ଅପରାଧ ହଉଛି ଯାହା ସବୁ ଖରାପ କାମ ହଉଛି ସେ ସବୁ କଣ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ହଉଛି
ସେ ତ ଆପଣ ତ କହିଲେ ଗୀତାରେ ପଢିବା କଥା ଯେ ତାଙ୍କର ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ସବୁ ହଉଛି ଆଉ ତାକୁ କେମିତି ମନା କରିବେ
ମାନେ ମାନେ ବିଲିଭ କରିବା ଯୋଉଟା କି ମାନେ ବହୁତ ଅପରାଧ ହଉଛି ଛୋଟ ପିଲା କିମ୍ବା ମର୍ଡର ହଉଛି ଯାହା ହଉଛି ସେଇଟା କଣ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଭାବି ପାରିବା ଯେ ନା ଏଇଟା କଣ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ଏମିତି ହେଲା ବୋଲି?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ସେ କଥାଟା ହଉଛି କଣ କି ହଁ ସେଇଟା ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଗୋଟେ ଜଘନ୍ୟ ଅପରାଧ। ତା ପାଇଁ ସେ ଅପରାଧଟି ଯିଏ କରିଛି ସେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ତାର ଦଣ୍ଡ ଭୋଗିବ। କାହିଁକିନା ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ପରେ ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କର୍ମଟାକୁ ନେଇ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି। ସେ କର୍ମ ଯିଏ କଲା ତାର ଫଳ ସେ ଏଇ ଲାଇଫରେ ଭୋଗିବ, ଯଦି ଏ ଲାଇଫରେ ନ ଭୋଗିଲା ଆଫ୍ଟର ଲାଇଫ ଭୋଗିବ, ତାପରେ ତାର ଆଉ ଥରେ ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇକି ସେ କଷ୍ଟ ପାଇବ। ସେଗୁଡାକ ବିଧି ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ହବ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ, ନ ହେଇକରି କଥା ନାହିଁ। କଥା ହଉଛି ଯୋଉ ଗୀତାରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ଯେ ମୁଁ ସବୁ କଥା କରୁଛି, ଏକାଦଶ ଅଧ୍ୟାୟରେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କୁ କଣ କହିଲେ
ଗୀତାରେ ଅଛି ନା ମୋ ବିନା ଇଚ୍ଛାରେ ବି ଗଛରୁ ପତ୍ରଟିଏ ମଧ୍ୟ ହଲେ ନାହିଁ।
ରାଇଟ୍ ରାଇଟ୍। ସେ ଏକାଦଶ ଅଧ୍ୟାୟ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ସବୁ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ଦେହରେ ସବୁ ଲୀନ ହେଇଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, ମାରି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି। ସେଟା ଦେଖିକି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ନିହତା ସର୍ବେ ନିମିତ୍ତ ମାତ୍ର ଭବ ସବୁ ସାଚେନ, ଯେ ଯାହା ହବା କଥା ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ କରିଦେଇଛି, ତୁ ଖାଲି ନିମିତ୍ତ ହ। ସେ କଥାଟା ହଉଛି କଣ କି ସେଇଟା ଆମର ହୃଦୟଙ୍ଗମ ହବା ଦରକାର, ଆମର ସେ ଚେତନାଟା ସେତିକି ଲେଭେଲରେ ହବା ଦରକାର ଯେ ଯାହା ବି ହଉଛି ତାଙ୍କରି ଦ୍ୱାରା ହଉଛି। ତା ପଛରେ ଗୋଟେ ଠାକୁର ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଗପ କହିଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣମାନେ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ପଢିଥିବେ। ଯୋଉ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ଜଣେ ଥିବେ, ସିଏ ସବୁବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ କିଏ ଆସିଲେ ଦୁନିଆ ପ୍ରକାର ତାଙ୍କର ଥିଲା ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ପତ୍ର, ସମ୍ପତ୍ତି ବାଡି, ଭାରି ଧନୀ ଲୋକ ଥିଲେ। ସେ କିଏ କଣ କିଛି ପଚାରିଲା, ତୁ ହୃଷିକେଶ ନାହିଁ, ସିଏ ବଡ ଖୁସିରେ ଥାନ୍ତି, କହିବେ ଏଇଟା କଣ ହେଲା ନା ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା କରିଛି, ଏଇଟା କଣ ହେଲା ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା କରିଛି, ଏମିତି କରି ଚାଲିଥାନ୍ତି। କାରଣ ଜୀବନରେ ସେ ସବୁ ଅର୍ଜନ କରିଛନ୍ତି କହନ୍ତି। ଦିନେ କଣ ହେଲା, ଗୋଟେ ଗୋରୁ ଆସିକି ତାଙ୍କର କଣ ଭଲ ପରିବାପତ୍ର ଲଗେଇଥିଲେ, ଖାଇଦେଲା। ଆଉ ଖାଇଲା ରାଗିକିରି ଗଲେ, ସେ ଗୋରୁଟାକୁ ଦି ପାହାର ପକେଇଲେ, ସେ ମରିଗଲା। ଗୋହତ୍ୟା ଲାଗିଲା। ଲୋକମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସି କହିଲେ ତୁମର ଗୋହତ୍ୟା ହେଲା, ସେ କହିଲେ ମୋର କେମିତି ଗୋହତ୍ୟା ହେଲା? ତ୍ୱୟା ହୃଷିକେଶ ହୃଦୟ ସ୍ଥିତ ଯଥା ନିଯୁକ୍ତ ଅଛି ତଥା କରମି। ତୁମେ ହୃଷିକେଶ ମୋ ଭିତରେ ହୃଦୟରେ ରହିଛ, ହୃଦୟରେ ରହିକି ତୁମେ ମତେ ଯାହା କହୁଛ ମୁଁ ସେୟା କରୁଛି, ତେଣୁ ଆଧରେ ମୋର କେମିତି ଦୋଷ ହେଲା? ବଡ ଅସୁବିଧା କଥା। କଥାଟା ଗଲା ଭଗବାନଙ୍କୁ ଯାଏ। ସେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ ବେଶ ହେଇକି ଆସିଲେ ତା ପାଖକୁ, ଆସିକି ତାକୁ କହିଲେ ଆଚ୍ଛା ବାବୁ ଚାଲ ଦେଖିବା। ହଁ ଏଇ ଦେଖୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଏତେ ବଡ ଘର, ଏ ତ ମୁଁ ସବୁ କରିଛି, ଏଇଟା ଏମିତି କରିଦେଲି, ସେଟା ସେମିତି କରିଦେଲି, ଏଠି ଲାଗିଛି। ସେ ଯୋଉ ପୋଖରୀଟା ଅଛି ସାଡକୁ ଟିକେ ଯିବା। ନା ସାଡକୁ ଯିବା କିଛି ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ସେଇଠି ସେ ମାରି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେ ଗୋରୁଟାକୁ, ସେଇଠି ପଡିଛି, ସେ ଗୋରୁଟା ଯାଇନି, ବାହାରିନି। ନାଇଁ ସେଠି ଯିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ଯିବାନି, ବଢିଆ ସୁନ୍ଦର ପୋଖରୀଟା ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି, ଚାଲୁନ ଯିବା। ଗଲେ ସେଠି ଯାଇକି ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା ବେଳକୁ ମରିକି ଗୋରୁଟା ପଡିଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା ସେ ଗୋରୁଟା କିଏ ମାରିଲା? ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଦେଲେ, ତ ଋଷିକେଶ ହୃଦୟ ସ୍ଥିତ ଯଥା ନିଯୁକ୍ତ ସେ ତଥା କରମି। କହିଲେ ଆରେ ବାବୁ, ତୁ ଘରକୁ ପଶିଲି, ଏଡେ ବଡ ଘର କହିଲୁ ମୁଁ କରିଛି, ତା ଦେହରେ ଏଡେ ବଡ ବଡ ବଢିଆ ସୁନା ଗହଣା ସବୁ ଲାଗିଛି, କିନା ମୁଁ କରିଛି। ଏତେ ବଡ ପଡିଛି ସବୁ ସୋଫା ଫୋଫା, କହିଲୁ କଣ ନା ମୁଁ କରିଛି। ବାହାରକୁ ଆସିଲି, ସେ ଯୋଉ ପରିବା ପତ୍ର ଲାଗିଛି ମୁଁ କହିଛି ସବୁ ଜାଗା ମୁଁ କରିଛି। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଲୋକଟା ମଲା, ତାକୁ କହିଲେ କଣ ନା ତୁ ଋଷିକେଶ ହୃଦୟ ସ୍ଥିତ ନା। ସେ କଥା ହଉଛି କଣ ନା, ଆମେ ଯଦି ସେଇଟାକୁ ସତରେ ଇଣ୍ଟରନାଲାଇଜ କରିଦବା, ସେ ହିଁ ସବୁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। କାହିଁକିନା ଜଗତରେ ତ ବ୍ରହ୍ମଙ୍କ ଛଡା ଆଉ କେହି ନାହାନ୍ତି। କାହିଁକିନା ସିଏ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବହୁ ହବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କଲେ, ସେ ବହୁ ହେଲେ, ଏକରୁ ଅଧିକା ହେଲେ, କେମିତି ନା ମାୟା ଆବୃତ କରିକିରି। ତେଣୁ ତାଙ୍କ ଛଡା ଆଉ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ବସ୍ତୁ କିଛି ସତ୍ୟ ନୁହଁ, ସବୁ ମିଥ୍ୟା। ସିଏ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସବୁ ଯାକ, ତେଣୁ ସବୁ କାମ ସେ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ଖାଲି ଲୀଳା ଦେଖିବା କଥା। କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଲେଭେଲ ଯାଏ ଆମର କନସିୟସନେସଟା ନ ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଏଇଟା ଖାଲି କହିଦବାଟା ହବ, ତାକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରନାଲାଇଜ କଲା ବୋଲି ହବନି। ତା ଅର୍ଥ ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ଆମେ ବି ଯିବା ସେଇ କାମ କରିବା, ନ ସେ ତ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ଆମର କଣ ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଲା? ସୋ ଯେତେ ଦିନ ଯାଏ ଆମେ ଏ ଦେହରେ ଏ ଜାଗାରେ ରହିଛେ, we have to start discriminating. We do, not that we have to start, we do that. We have to really discriminate what is good, what is bad, what is this and that. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଆମର କନସିୟସନେସଟା ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଏଲିଭେଟ୍ ହେଇକା ଯିବ, then you feel for those. ଯେତେବେଳେ ସମ୍ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଭାବରେ ଆମର ମନରେ ଆସିଯିବ ଯେ ସେ ହିଁ ସବୁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆଉ କିଛି ଅନ୍ୟ କାହା ଦ୍ୱାରା ହଉନି, ସେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ, ସେଟା ଦିଶିବନି କିଛି, ସେ ରହିବନି କିଛି। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଠାକୁର ଯାଇଥିଲେ କୁମ୍ଭମେଳାକୁ, ପ୍ରଥମ କୁମ୍ଭମେଳା ସିଦ୍ଧି ଲାଭ କଲା ପରେ 2009 ଖଣ୍ଡେ ହବ ବୋଧେ, 1909, theater now would have been only a few years ago. ଯାଇଥିଲେ ଫେରିକି ଆସିଛନ୍ତି ଢାକାରେ ଆସି ପହଞ୍ଚନ୍ତି ଖବର ପାଇଲେ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କର ଶିଷ୍ୟ ଉମାଚରଣ ସରକାର ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଚୋରି କରି ନେଇ ପଳେଇଛନ୍ତି। ସେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କର ଫିଲିଂଟା କ'ଣ ଜୀବନୀରେ ଅଛି ପଢିବେ ତା ଦେହରେ ସେ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ମନରେ ଆସିଲା ଯେ ସେଇ ଭଗବାନ ଆସି ସେ ଜମିଦାର ଦ୍ୱାରା ସେ ବଡ଼ ଜାଗାଟେ କରେଇଲେ ସେଇ ଭଗବାନ ଆସିକି ଆଙ୍କର ଥ୍ରୁରେ ଆମକୁ ଦାନ ସବୁ ଦେଲେ ସେ ଆସି ରହିଲେ ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଆଉ ସେଇ ଭଗବାନ ଆସି ଚୋରି କରିନେଲେ। ଏଇ ଷ୍ଟେଜରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପହଞ୍ଚିବେ ସେତେବେଳେ ସେଇ ଧାରଣାଟା ହବ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ନୁହଁ। ଆମର ଏମିତି କଥା ହଉ ବହୁତ ସମୟ ହେଇଗଲା so we'll continue with this discussion ଯେମିତି ବାହାରିଗଲାଣି so let's move to our young aspirant session. ଶ୍ରେୟସୀର ଅଛି ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସଙ୍ଗୀତ। ଶ୍ରେୟସୀ when you are ready please go ahead. ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ କଥା ଘିନା କର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ କଥା ଘିନା କର ମନର ଠାକୁର କହିବି କହିବି ବୋଲି ଅପହାର କିଛି ମୋର କହିବି କହିବି ବୋଲି ଅପହାର କିଛି ମୋର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ କଥା ଘେନା କର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ଆୟୁଧନ ମାନ ଜନ ମାଗୁ ନାହିଁ ଜୀବନ ଆୟୁଧନ ମାନ ଜନ ନାହିଁ ଜୀବନ ଶିକାରୀରେ ଦୟା ନିଧି ଚରଣ ଛଡ଼ାନ କର ଶିକାରୀରେ ଦୟା ନିଧି ଚରଣ ଛଡ଼ାନ କର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ କଥା ଘେନା କର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ଶୁଣ ହେ ମନ ମୋହନ ମୁଦାଖି ଭଳି ନୟନ ଶୁଣ ହେ ମନ ମୋହନ ମୁଦାଖି ଭଳି ନୟନ ନବହନ କମଠାମଣିରେ ସୁଝିବ ମାତର ନବହନ କମଠାମଣିରେ ସୁଝିବ ମାତର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ କଥା ଘେନା କର ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମୁଖ ଥିବ ମୁଖ ମୋର କଣ୍ଠରେ ନଥିବ ସୁର ମୁଖ ଥିବ ମୁଖ ମୋର କଣ୍ଠରେ ନଥିବ ସୁର ରସନାର ଟୁଥିବ ତୁମରି ନାମ କେବଳ ରସନାର ଟୁଥିବ ତୁମରି ନାମ କେବଳ ମନର ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ମନ आजी तनु हराई चेतना करुछि आलिंगन तनु हराई चेतना करुछि आलिंगन अरूप स्वरूप ताप प्रेमे मोहि चरा चरा अरूप स्वरूप ताप प्रेमे मोहि चरा चरा मनर ठाकुर आजी मन कथा घेना कर मनर ठाकुर आजी कहिदी बोली तुम्हार ही मोर कहिदी बोली तुम्हार ही मोर मनर ठाकुर आजी मन कथा घेना कर मनर ठाकुर आजी मन कथा घेना कर मनर ठाकुर आजी जय गुरु.
Jagara young aspirants, this is Bhakti. I'll start off by taking attendance, and then Shreyasi, you can cover the meaning of the song you just sang. So starting attendance, Aditi. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Adyasa. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Aishi.
जय गुरु.
Jai Guru. Anhik. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Ansh. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Anshu.
Anshul Basi. Jai.
Jai Guru bhai. Arnav. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Aaron.
Ma Jai Guru. Aaron Basna Devi.
Jai Guru ma. Aryan.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jamu.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Divyam.
Jai Guru ma Divyasati.
Oh, Jai Guru ma. Timmy. Jai Guru. Eva.
Ma Jai Guru Eva.
Okay. Jagrat.
जय गुरु.
Jai Guru. Naitik.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Pratishtha. Pratish.
Jai Guru ma.
Jai Guru. Sanvi.
जय गुरु ma. This is Pratish.
Okay. Jai Guru. Saraswat.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Sarthak.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Bobby.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shilpi.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Shreya.
जय गुरु.
Jai Guru. Jimmy.
Guru.
Jai Guru. Siddharth. Simran.
जय गुरु ma.
Jai Guru. Srija.
जय गुरु ma.
Jai Guru. Suhani. Yukta. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Okay, so now we are done with the attendance. Is there anyone I missed?
जय गुरु. This is Shreyasi.
Okay. Jai Tracy.
Jai Guru.
Jai Connie joined. Okay, I'll mark her as present. Cool. Yeah, so now that we're done with attendance, Tracy, can you explain the meaning of the song you just sang?
Jai Guru. The song is saying that I have a lot to say, but words are not enough to express what I want to say. Whether we say anything or not, Chakra understands our feelings very well. I'm not asking for wealth, fame, or respect. All I want is you. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Thank you, Tracy, for explaining the song in a great way. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to explain what we mean in our minds, but yeah. So for today's session, I was just wondering, like around this time of the year, like during the holidays time, like what do you generally do? This year may be a bit different due to having the COVID pandemic this year, but what do you normally like to do when you have this free time? Gemma?
Jai Guru, I've been focused more on my studies these days. Like I've been trying to dedicate myself to that, and I've also been able to sit in tacos. Like before this stuff happened, I would just do normal and then come back. But now I can actually sit in the pujas in the evenings and read his books.
Mm-hmm. In other years, do you normally do other things or typically about the same?
Previously, like I would have a lot of other activities and stuff. Like I would have like food meets and stuff. But since that's like not happening this year, I have more time to like do school and have girl. And yeah, I'm pretty much just staying at home right now.
Okay. I also want to ask Saraswata.
So I usually prepare for my exams, semester exams, because they come after December. And I also like if we go up north, we go with my cousins. But yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah. So basically, what I'm getting is like like in general years we usually have some free time. So either we focus on studies or we may have like some sort of like other activities or maybe go on vacation and stuff. So generally, like as you all know, this is also like a time for holidays around the world. So keeping this in mind, also in India, like they also have like Christmas holidays there too. So keeping this in mind, Thakur had a very good plan for the benefit of his devotees. So he decided to have an annual congregation for his devotees during this Christmas time for their spiritual upliftment and so that they can meet each other and have Sadhu Sangha and worship him. Does anyone know what this event was called?
This is Shrija. It's called Samilani.
Yep. Good job, Shrija. Yeah, so keeping this in mind that like this is the holiday time and this is convenient for devotees, Thakur first established Samilani during the Christmas holidays. And Samilani is Thakur's most favorite institution. So to learn more about the background of Bhakta Samilani, Bobby will be reading a portion of a chapter from the book Sadguru Swami Nigamananda in chapter 30. So if you have the book, you can read along. And I also sent the reading for this in an email yesterday, so you can also find the attachment there and follow along there too. So Bobby, you can start whenever you are ready.
Jai Guru. So Bhakta Samilani. Paramahans Sri Sri Thakur Nigamananda Dev has introduced a unique annual conference of devotees known as the Bhakta Samilani during the Christmas holidays to promote Adarsha Grasta Jivangata, formation of ideal household life. Sangha Shakti Pratisthita, the establishment of the spirit of Sangha and exchange of spiritual feelings.
Thakur remained present in almost all of the Samalanis during his lifetime and variously imparted valuable advice to the devotees. He has instituted several pioneering steps to perpetuate his living memory among disciples. To keep his image, words, and advice afresh and awake in the heart of the disciples, he has advised several innovative methods. This Bhakti Sammalani is the premier institution to promote universal brotherhood and the principle of love and harmony. It is Thakur's most loving and fond institution. All the devotees know pretty well how Sri Sri Thakura earnestly desired to be among devotees during the Bhakti Sammalani. He has revealed his holy will and design about the devotional infrastructure of the Bhakti Sammalani. His words are, "My beloved devotees know what I want to see the Bhakti Sammalani in every year during the Christmas holidays in different places. It will establish the glory of the Mata and bring out the welfare of the world." Sri Sri Thakur has welcomed his household devotees who are variously overburdened with the inevitable ups and downs and trampled by the miseries of the worldly life, to enjoy the nectar of love hidden in the bosom of reality and life. The nectar of peace and bliss contained in the glorious urn of the Bhakti Sammalani will enable Thakur's children to combat and overcome all the torments and turbulence that creep into their life. The waves of sorrow and suffering will no doubt come rushing, but the devotees will overcome them in the manner a man overcomes the rising waves in the sea while bathing. This Sammalani expressly follows the infinite system of joy and ecstasy. Sri Sri Thakur's life in the spiritual realm was perpetually full with supreme ecstasy and divine bliss. He always remained engrossed in love and ecstasy. When Thakur gave initiation, even to the most depraved, without discrimination or without considering their sinful activities, many people cast aspersions on Thakur for that. To such critics, Thakur replied, "Look, while blessing and distributing compassion, one need not examine vice and virtue of a person. It will be enough to know whether the recipient sincerely desires and aspires it. Then the initiation becomes the most unfailing seed. It must sprout and grow into a full-grown plant. It is immaterial if the seed falls in the forest or on the hill or in the desert. Have you not seen the seeds which are consumed along with the fruit by some birds? Again, these birds excrete these seeds, which later grow into a big tree, even on the surface of hard rock. I know pretty well and quite surely that my disciples will get salvation at best, not exceeding 3 birds." Sri Sri Thakur welcomed one and all to the Bhakti Sammalani to share the inexplicable joy pervading the whole atmosphere. In the year 1931, Sri Sri Thakur spoke to the Assembly of Devotees, Bhakti Sammalani. This Sammalani took its birth 16 years ago. Its first session was held in the year 1915 in the premises of the Gokula Mata. The Sammalani of Jayadevpur, Dhaka, witnessed the effusion of joyous feeling of the congregated devotees for the first time. Since then, the Sammalani has been gradually enlarging its dimension and moving towards its glorious perfection. I have never asked and invited anyone to attend the Sammalani. You have come to this Sammalani uninvited by confronting and overcoming a lot of obstacles. You have ignored all pain and suffering while coming here. It is never binding on anyone to attend the Sammalani. Nevertheless, you have come to this place because of your supreme love and attraction for it from within. You usually come to this holy place to share your joy and grief among yourselves. If I would not have done anything else, this Sammalani would have preserved and borne my sacred memory. No effort has been made previously in this country in a systematic manner to organize such annual spiritual conference in such a grand scale. Afterwards, several spiritual leaders have followed and accepted this ideal. If your Mata and ashram would not be utilized for any other work and would only be the place to hold such sammalani, that would be enough. Now you discuss and devote your time on the deliberation of the first day's program, and then you rejoice and merge in the outpourings of immense joy. My aim is to spread and distribute the divine joy. This ceremony has been established aiming at the effulgence of infinite happiness and bliss. You will express your feelings cordially, whether joyful or sorrowful in this holy congregation. You will put forward all your accumulated questions, and I shall solve them all. Sri Sri Thakur, addressing the congregation of devotees in the Bhakta Sammalani, spoke, I have fixed three principal purposes for the Sammalani. They are Adharshagrasta Jivan Batan, formation of ideal household life, Sangha Shakti Pratishta, establishment of the spirit of Sangha, Bhava exchange of spiritual feelings. I want that you should be Adharshagrasta, ideal householders, Sangha Bhatta, united, and should exchange Bhava, spiritual feelings, among yourselves. Thus you experience and enjoy the nectar of divinity on this mortal earth. I have been saying and exhorting you time and again in connection with the establishment of our Adharshagrasta Jivana. Today I'm going to tell you...
Stop here?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby, for reading this. So does anyone have any questions on this so far? Okay, so I then have a few questions to ask you all. So here, the Bhakta Sammalani mentioned in the reading is commonly known as Sarvabhauma Sammalani, and this can take place all over the country of India, and sometimes it can take place in Odisha. So has anyone been to one of these Sammalanis before in December? All right. I think a couple of years ago, I attended one day of the ceremony in Sambalpur, and it was a similar structure to what we were reading about. So that was pretty interesting. So another question I had is, why did Thakur want to start the Bhakta ceremony? Eva?
What was your question?
Why did Thakur want to start something like the Bhakta ceremony?
Thakur wanted to start the Bhakta Sammalani to share love and a connection, I think.
Yeah, he started for the benefit of devotees to be able to congregate and meet together and also learn more about their spirituality journey. Next, I have a question for Jimmy. What year did the first ceremony take place? Jimmy, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I said 1931.
Actually, I think it said 1915. Yeah. So, it says the first ceremony the first session was held in the year 1915 in Kokilamukmat. Shreyas, do you know what state Kokilamukmat is in?
Jaiguru, no.
No problem. So this was in the state of Assam, and another interesting thing to know about this state is that in another part of the state, Thakur attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and every year there's a special puja at this particular place, and which happened earlier today. So that was something interesting I wanted to point out. Another question I wanted to ask you all is that there are 3 principles Thakur fixed for Samadhi mentioned in this portion of the reading. Can you name some of them? I want to ask this to Aryan.
Jagger, can you repeat the question?
Can you name any of the 3 principles Thakur established for Samadhi? You can take a look. You can like one of the purposes or something. It's in the first paragraph of the reading.
Yeah, so from the first paragraph, it says that he wants to perpetuate his living memory, and he wants to keep his image, words, and advice awake in the heart of the disciples. So he wants to, I guess, pass on that knowledge and pass on his advice to his disciples so that they can follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, that's right. So the way that he wants to do it is to have the formation of ideal household life and establish the spirit of Sangha and exchange spiritual feelings. So yeah, that's good. So next, now that we've read a bit about the background, Baptiste will read the remainder of the chapter to learn more about how Samadhi has changed over the years. Baptiste, whenever you're ready.
Jai Guru. Today I'm going to tell you some more things in this matter. Life is to be flooded with the joy and happiness. Try to perpetuate happy countenance in the midst of grief, torment, disease, tears, birth, and death. Again, those who will also come in contact with you will be inspired and lost in the nectar of joy and blessedness. Then only it can be called an ideal life.
Baptiste, where are you reading from?
Page 335.
Can you start from the paragraph starting within the first session?
Okay. Yeah. In the first session of the Bhakta Samvani in the year 1915 at Kokilamuk Matha, Sri Thakur himself had drafted its objectives in the following manner. To spread the essence of Sanatana Dharma in the world in a non-communal manner. 2, all the Savakas of the Matha should foster the ideals of service by considering all people as God incarnate. 3, the main object of this great spiritual assemblage is that all the sannyasis and household devotees should meet and unite once in a year and exchange his thoughts and feelings with a view to achieve the above noble objects. 4, such a holy congregation will give you the opportunity to be nearer to one another more intimately. Another object is to build up a permanent governing body to bring about a viable accord among the sannyasis and brahmacharis of the householders. In order to consolidate the synthesis of jnana and prema, Sri Thakur placed the portrait of Adi Shankaracharya on the altar as a presiding deity on the first day of Samadhi. On the second day, the portrait of Sri Chaitanya Dev was placed on the altar. Sri Thakur himself conducted the business of the meetings for these 2 days. On the third day, he presided over the proceedings of the meeting and told the devotees his life story. This practice continued for several years. It was in its 8th session at Bhawal Saraswata Ashram near Dhaka, streamlined the proceedings and aims and objectives of the Bhakta Samvani, which had assumed a significant form. He gave the three objectives of Samvani in this session. But the next year's Samlani at Bagoda in the year 1923 accomplished these three objectives, and for the first time, the portrait of Sadguru Nigamananda was placed on the altar for 3 days on the earnest request of all the devotees. Since then, Sri Guru Dev became the presiding deity, and a representative president conducted the proceedings of the meeting. What was hitherto confined to the members of the Saraswata Matha began to expand and embrace one and all. Since the 9th session at Bagoda, it became a public function with one as a chairman of the reception committee and another as a president to conduct the meeting. Up to this time, there was no provision of giving lectures and reading essays. This system was introduced from the 9th session. But in the year 1930, the 16th session at East Bangla, Saraswat Ashram, Moinamati, witnessed another novel addition when Sri Sri Thakur incorporated the Mahila Adhivasan, woman session, in the proceedings of the Samlani. Ananda Sabha entertainment session is an important and integral part of Bhakta Samlani. It aims at giving Sri Guru Dev immense joy and mirthful laughter through various entertainment programs enacted by devotees in an atmosphere of heartfelt rejoicing and free merrymaking. Sri Sri Thakur also himself participated in this entertainment program and brought bouts of laughter among devotees through comic stories and anecdotes. In the union of devotees and Lord, there appears a genial expression of intimacy. Sri Sri Thakur has introduced this institution of joy and happiness in order to remove differences and shyness among devotees and to foster genial and loving brotherhood among them. Sadharana Sabha, public meeting, is another important institution of the Bhakta Samlani. Sri Sri Thakur never wanted to confine his spiritual jnana and prema among his devotees alone. On the other hand, his aim was to spread the message of universal brotherhood and to embrace one and all by removing the darkness of infinite ignorance from their heart with the light of knowledge and love. On noticing the miserable condition of the society and its moral erosion, he desired to involve the entire society in the process of spiritual upheaval. The public meeting in the Bhakta Samlani is a pioneering and positive step in this direction. It helps people take part in the deliberations of the Samlani and experience themselves the joys and happiness let loose on the holy ground of the Samlani. The union of sannyasis and household devotees obviously inspires the people to lead a life of service, honesty, simplicity, and sacrifice. In the Samlani, two things are uppermost in the mind of the devotees. First, Sri Sri Thakur, and second, the experience of oceanic joy. The common people also share these two unique experiences along with the devotees. The
can you stop reading here?
Okay, Jaigu.
Yes, thank you, Pratish, for reading the section. As we are running out of time, I want to quickly go over some points and then conclude. So here, Pratish talked about the three objectives of Samlani, Sanatana Dharma Prachara, Satsika Vistara, and Sivajnana Jiva Seva, how Thakur consolidated the synthesis of Jnana and Prema in the Samlani in this way, and how the setup of Samlani evolved over the years and how new sabhas were added. So with that being said, today we learned a lot about the origin and background behind Samlani and the principles, objectives, and history behind it. And when Thakur established the Samlani, he picked this time of the year in December during the winter holidays because it was a time that was convenient for devotees to congregate. And this was also a time where the weather is pleasant in India, and fruits and vegetables are plentifully available. And similarly, for our Samlani here for AMSAS, we typically hold it during the 4th of July holidays because it's more convenient for most people to meet at this time. And also, flowers are more in bloom here in the summer than other seasons. Another thing I wanted to point out is that, this is done for the benefit of devotees to experience joy and meet each other. And this year we weren't able to have ceremony in July due to COVID, but let's look forward to next year and pray to Shri Thakura that we may have this event safely and successfully. So with that, I would like to conclude the Y session. And next is Bhava Vinaya by Adyasa. Jai.
Jai Guru. Before I start, I wanted to apologize real quick. So this year has been pretty out of the ordinary, like you all know, and it did anyways. But I want to talk about the good things that came out of this year for me. I took quarantine as an opportunity to specifically reflect on my spiritual life and figure out what it really meant to be a Hindu. One thing I'm happy about is that I finally feel like I've reached a good position in my relationship with religion and spirituality. There were many times in my life where I felt like I didn't understand what it meant and why I would be practicing certain rituals or beliefs. It was especially hard for me when the people around me didn't really have answers to my questions about religion, and part of it was also my fault because of my lack of understanding. I would make it less a priority in my life. But because of quarantine, I started to reflect much more, and I finally feel like I relate to and understand the principles of Hinduism because basically practicing the way to live life with purpose and discipline, which would ultimately lead to a happier life, which is certainly my goal, and I'm pretty sure it's everyone else's too. I do feel bad sometimes that it took me so long to get to this point, but I'm just happy that I have matured this much and that I finally begun to understand and accept my faith. And because of this new maturity, I took the initiative to join another spiritual group where we have discussions about Hinduism and the historical context behind it, apply it to modern times. And basically, I'm just really happy and proud of how content I am with my faith. And I hope that with the Y session and the other group that I've joined, I will gain even more knowledge and have an even more deeper understanding of my faith. Jai Guru.
जय गुरु
भाई जय गुरु आगामी संघ पूजा डिसेंबर 27 संघ पूजा मु अनेक स्वप्नेश्वर भाई तरफ श्री श्री ठाकुर समस्त भाई और माँ और यंग एस्पिरेंट्स को अनुरोध कर समस्ते पूजा जोग दे आमको सेवार सुजोग देवे जय भाव विनिमय हेनी बोले
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟଟା ପ୍ରଥମେ ଅଛି ତାପରେ ସେବା ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେବେ ଶୁଭେନ୍ଦୁ ଭାଇ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ Subhendu, you are not online or what? Unless you are
right.
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru bhai, ebhe suna
हाँ विष्णु कौन
प्राणप्रिय ठाकुर गुरु भाई और माँ और यंग फ्रेंड्स मैंने मोर भाव विनिमय सेवा अच्छी संगीत सेवा मिले मत तो लगे संगीत सेवा या अपेक्षा टिके सहज भाव विनिमय भाव को कंट्रोल करके ठीक भाव में ठाकुर सामने प्रकाश करवा बेले बेले संभवपर हुए मनरे बहुत प्रकार भाव आसे ठाकुर मु सका बस भावुची कि कौन कह भाव विनिमय देह हाथ थरुची बेले बेले भाविला बेलू किंतु कौन कह भाभी भाभी 2 पेज 3 पेज लिखला पर भी आई डोंट नो मुझे कौन ठाकुर सामने कहि तो मन रे बहुत प्रकार भावना आसे ठाकुर बेले बेले आसे कि नहीं सेवा पूजा ठीक से करी रूटीन अच्छी रूटीन हिसाब से कर गतरे पकईवा पड़ो चेष्टा भी करे किसी आंसर सफल हुए मैक्सिमम टाइम फेलियर हुए बेटाइम हुए क्षमा प्रार्थना भी करे क्षमा प्रार्थना करके त्रुटि पुणी रिपीट न करने चेष्टा करे सब संभव हो पारे ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଅଭିମାନ ବି ଆସେ ବେଳେ ବେଳେ, ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ହେଇଗଲାଣି କି ନାଇଁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କହିବାରେ କି ନାଇଁ ଠାକୁର ଏଇଆ ହଉଛି ସେଇଆ ହଉଛି, ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି କି କିଛି ଆଶା ନ କରିକି କହିବା ପାଇଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯାହା କହିଲେ ବି ତା ପଛରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲୁକାୟିତ ଭାବରେ ଗୋଟେ ଆଶା ରହୁଛି କି ନାଇଁ ଠାକୁର ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା କହୁଛି ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଚାହୁଁଛି, ଆଉ ମିଳିବ ନ ମିଳିବ ଜଣା ନାହିଁ, ଯାହା ତୁମ ଇଚ୍ଛା ତୁମେ ସେୟା ଦବ କହିଦଉଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ନହେଲେ ମନରେ କଷ୍ଟ ଆସୁଛି ଆଉ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ଅଭିମାନ ଆସୁଛି ମନରେ। ସେ ମାନେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ସେ ଭାବନାଟା ଆସିବାଟା ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଭାବରେ ଭୁଲ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷରୁ କେବେ ହେଲେ ମାନେ ବାହାରି ହଉନି। ସେ ମନରେ ସ୍ୱାଭିମାନଟା ସବୁଦିନ ଗୁରୁ ଗୀତାରେ ପଢିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଯାଉଛି କି ନାଇଁ ଅଭିମାନ ପ୍ରଭାବ ବିମର୍ଜତେ ଗତି ହିଁ ନିଜ ରକ୍ଷକ ଚିତ୍ତ ସଂଚିତ ବଞ୍ଚିତ ଭକ୍ତି ଦେନେ ଗୁରୁ ଦେବ ଦୟା କରିଦିଏ। ସବୁଦିନ ଖାଇଲା ପରେ ବି ମନରେ ବାରମ୍ବାର ଅଭିମାନ ଆସୁଛି, ଟିକେ ଭୁଲ ହେଲେ ଲାଗୁଛି କି ନାଇଁ ମୋ ପ୍ରତି କାହିଁକି ହେଲା। ପୁଣି ଏଇ ଜଣେ ଯଦି ବୁଝେଇ ଦଉଛି କି ନାଇଁ ୟା ପଛରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ନିଶ୍ଚୟ କିଛି ମହତ୍ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ଅଛି, ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ବୋଧହୁଏ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ମହତ୍ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟକୁ ଦେଖିକି ବୁଝିକି ହୃଦୟଙ୍ଗମ କରିବାକୁ ସେ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିକୋଣ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମ ଭିତରେ ବହୁତ କମ୍ ଅଛି। ସେ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆମେ ରିଏଲାଇଜ କରିପାରୁନୁ। ପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛି ଠିକ ହଉଛି, ଆଚ୍ଛା ଠାକୁର ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ କରିଥିଲେ। ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ଢେଙ୍କାନାଳରେ ସମ୍ମିଳନୀ ହଉଥିଲା, ଯିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଥିଲା, ଛୁଟି ପତ୍ର ବି ହେଇଥିଲା, ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଥିଲା, କିନ୍ତୁ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ମିନିଟରେ ଯୋଉ ତ ସମ୍ ରିଜନ ମୁଁ ଯାଇପାରିଲିନି। ମନରେ ବହୁତ କଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା, ଅଭିମାନ ବି ହେଲା। ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ ଭାବିଥିଲି ସମ୍ମିଳନୀ ହବ, କିଛି ନହେଲେ କମ ସେ କମ ଏଠି ସେବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ମିଳିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ କୋରୋନା ଲାଗି ଏ ବର୍ଷ ସମ୍ମିଳନୀ କ୍ୟାନସଲ ହେଲା। ଠାକୁର ସେଇ ସେବାରୁ ବଞ୍ଚିତ ରଖିଲେ, ଜାଣି ତାଙ୍କର ମହତ୍ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ କଣ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ଦିନ ଠାକୁର ସେବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେଲେ। ଆଜି ବି ଦିନରେ ବହୁତ ତ୍ରୁଟି ହେଇଛି, ଆଜି ସେବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ଠାକୁର ଦେବାରୁ ମୁଁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ବହୁତ ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜଣାଉଛି। ଆଉ ଏଇ ଅଧମ ବହୁତ ଭୁଲ କରୁଛି, ଆମ ଦୋଷ କ୍ଷମା କରିବେ ପ୍ରଭୁ, ଆଉ ଆମକୁ ଠିକ ରାସ୍ତା ଆଗକୁ ଦେଖେଇବେ। ଜୟ
ସୁବେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଭାଇ, you are there, just ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜା ପାଇଁ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଭାଇ, ପ୍ରାଣପ୍ରିୟ ଠାକୁର, ଆଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ପାଇଁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଅଛି। ମା ଭାଇ ମାନେ ପ୍ରସାଦ, ମା ଭାଇ ଆଉ ୟଙ୍ଗମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରସାଦ ପାଇବା ପାଇଁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଅଛି। ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜକୁ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜାରେ ଯୋଗ ଦେବାକୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଛି। ଭାଇ ମା ମାନେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜାରେ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇ ସେବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେବେ।
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ପ୍ରଣାମ ଠାକୁର, ଭାଇ ଆଉ ମା ମାନେ, ମୋର ନେକ୍ସଟ YA ସେସନ କାଲି ଅଛି, ମୁଁ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ଇନଭାଇଟ୍ କରୁଛି।
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। Now Tarini bhai, you can go.
ଆଗାମୀ ସଂଘ ପୂଜା ଡିସେମ୍ବର 27 ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଅନେକ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନେଶ୍ୱର ଭାଇ ତରଫରୁ ମୁଁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ସମସ୍ତ ଭାଇ ଓ ମା ଓ ୟଙ୍ଗ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସକୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରୁଛି, ସମସ୍ତେ ପୂଜାରେ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇ ଆମକୁ ସେବାର ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେବେ। ଜୟ
ସୁବେନ୍ଦ୍ର ଭାଇ କ୍ଷମା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କର।
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ପ୍ରିୟ ଠାକୁର, ଆଉ ଆଜି ଶିବ ପୂଜାରେ ବହୁତ ତ୍ରୁଟି ହେଇଛି। କାଲି ମୁଁ ପୂଜା ଇନଭିଟେସନ ପଠେଇବାକୁ ଭୁଲିଗଲି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜ ସମସ୍ତ ଭାଇ ଓ ମା ମାନଙ୍କ ନିକଟରେ ମୁଁ କ୍ଷମା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥୀ। ୟା ଛଡା ଆଉ ଯାହା ବି ଆମ ଶିବ ପୂଜାରେ ସେବାରେ ଯାହା ବି ତ୍ରୁଟି ହେଇଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ କ୍ଷମା କରିବେ। ଏତିକି କହିକି ମୋର
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ଦୟାମୟ ଶ୍ରୀଚରଣୀ ଏହି ନିବେଦନ ଦୟାମୟ ଶ୍ରୀଚରଣୀ ଏହି ନିବେଦନ
ମାତ୍ର ଜୀବ ପ୍ରବଳ ସଂସାର ପ୍ରଭୁ एकमात्र जीव प्रबल एथि लगी जेबे काले न मिले मुक्ति एथि लगी जेबे काले न मिले मुक्ति तथापि रखिबी मने अनंत त्रुपति प्रभु तथापि रखिबी मने अनंत त्रुपति तुम्हारी दृष्टि भीतरे तुम्हारी जगते तुम्हारी दृष्टि भीतरे तुम्हारी जगते पड़ी थी जही तही तुम्हारी गीते देव पड़ी थी जही तुम्हारी गीते ग्रंथ परे रचनार अभिनत रूप ग्रंथ परे रचना अभिनत रूप देखी देखी आसी जीव असल स्वरूप प्रभु देखी देखी आसी जीव रूप मिलाई न पारे दे तब चंद्रेश्वर 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 तब नामे बाई जीवी भंगा बिना मोर प्रभु तब नामे बाई जीवी भंगा बिना मोर शुणु बाल शुणु केहि शिव अहंकार शुणु बाल शुणु केहि शिव अहंकार तुम्हें प्रभु मुहि दास एति संस्कार तुम्हें प्रभु मुहि दास एति संस्कार प्रेममय श्री चरणे करे निवेदन 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 तुम जय गाउथिबी सारा जीवन प्रभु तुम जय गाउथि तुम जीवन तुम जय गाउथिबी सारा जीवन तुम जय गाउथिबी सारा जीवन तुम जय गाउथिबी सारा जीवन प्रभु तुम जय गाउथि सारा जीवन जय गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय गुरु 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 गुरु जय गुरु जय गुरु जय जय गुरु 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 जय गुरु